Welcome to Perfect Guardian, and I'll tell you the difference between history and culture. History is about the making of a country. Culture is about the making of a man or an individual. But both are interrelated too. Culture is a subset of history. History and culture are two terms that have a wealth of difference between the two in the meanings. History deals with the growth of a particular country or land. Culture deals with the interest shown by the people of the particular country or land. History involves kings and kingdoms, whereas culture involves connoisseurs of art, music, and dance. History is all over the past, whereas culture has a great conglomerations of the past and the present. A rich culture of a land can become a part of the history of that land. A great history of a land can be due to the richness of the land in culture. History is about the making of a country. Culture is about the making of a man or an individual. Hence, you can say that culture is a subset of history. It's akin to saying an individual is a part of a country. History comprises of battles, kings, monuments, and tombs. Culture comprises of poets, artists, musicians, dancers, and the like. History and culture can be interrelated too. History should boost kings that are promoters of culture for the growth of music and dance in the country. Therefore, it can be said that culture is a subset of history. A country should have a great history if it's to shine on the cultural front. Culture brings name and fame to the history of a land. It's history that has to accommodate culture and the people that uphold culture. Although it is true that both the words history and culture are different in purport, yet both are needed together to build a strong nation. This is a rare stance where two things that are considered different in purport are needed to unison to build a nation. History is a chronological record of important and public events. These events can be public events too. In fact, it's a study of the past events, especially human affairs. A study of any subject in relation to accumulation of various developments made in the subject can also be called history. You can read a history of astronomy or literature. History relates to systematic or critical account of past events that took place in the country. Culture would convey the sense of art or creativity that appeals to the human mind. Culture has to do with intellectual achievements of a man. A country lacking in culture really lacks in people that could not boost intellectual achievements. Culture relates to custom followed by civilizations. Mental advancement is called culture too. A society is culturally developed if its mental advancement is high. Now, the difference between history and culture can be summarized like history is about making of a country, whereas culture is about making of a man or an individual. History is chronological record of important event. Culture is a conglomeration of art, music, dance, and sculpture. History is all about kings and kingdoms, whereas culture is all about the development made by a man in the field of fine arts. So thank you. Please subscribe to my channel Perfect Guardian and give your comments.